Hey everybody, this is Brittany here from Surfing Waves of Light. Today's video is going to be called With Great Pain Comes Great Reward, and I want to do a little follow-up on the back pain I've been having, my day today, and some really cool synchronicities that have come from it. So for those of you who didn't watch my last video, Tuesday after Memorial Day weekend, I was just kind of finishing up everything. Was about to have a day off from work and life and family and visitors, and I went to pick up a little tiny book and did something in my lower back, and I don't even know, it almost feels surreal now, but it turned into me not even being able to find a position where I didn't have pain. Like laying straight hurt, getting up hurt. I couldn't get up without turning to the side and pushing up, and even that hurt, and I really couldn't do anything. It was it was the worst injury I've ever had. Never broken a bone. I've never, sprained anything super bad where I couldn't do stuff. This was the first time I feel like I got an absolute stop, as my Uncle Chris would say. He sent me an email. He said, it's kind of like a stop. And that was a real wake-up call for me. Not that I wasn't already aware that my mind has not been at peace, that I've been dealing with a lot of emotions for the past few years, but especially the past few weeks that have felt really heavy, and so I've gotten a lot out of this time. So fast forward, today is Sunday, so that all happened Tuesday. I've been working with this wonderful network chiropractic who's been helping me. Network chiropractic is not like traditional chiropractic. It's energetic. She cracked my back one time. I've seen her like 10 times. And that was the only time she's ever actually cracked my back. Every other time it's these little adjustments, based in emotion. I've been listening a lot to Dr. Sarno, and there's another guy. I'll have to put his link in the description. He has these wonderful videos about healing back pain. I think his YouTube channel is Pain Free You. I don't know what his name is, but his name's Dan. His name's Dan with Pain Free You. I've been listening to him. That's my entire recommended that. And not that I didn't already know this, but these have all been gentle reminders that pain is emotional and mental and spiritual in its origins. And I know that, not only because of my intuitive sense, but also because I know where my mind's been at the past few weeks, and I know where this pain is, and just so much symbolism and not being able to do anything and move forward and not support myself. One issue that I've been having is I don't value myself. I always want to give everything I do away for free because I love it, and that is no longer serving me, and a lot of other things. So anyway, so fast forward to today. Before I even hurt my back, I had two things scheduled for this weekend. One was a 2-hour diamond healing session in a group with the chiropractor I've been seeing, Network Chiropractic, and the other thing is this Reiki sound bowl healing done by this couple in New Jersey, a little bit away from where I live. And it's ironic because my friend saw this couple, said that she had an amazing experience, and I reached out to them last summer to see if I could go for a session to see them. I just love seeing how people do energetic work. I always learn so much, and I love the healing that I get from interacting with other beings who are on this same wavelength. And a month ago, they sent out an email. So when I asked them last summer, they said, "Oh, sorry, we need to take a break. We're not doing that anymore. We're retired. We're much older, and we're retired." And I was like, oh, so bummed, because it sounded really cool what my friend Jamie did. And so they sent out an email last month saying, "Hi, we're going to start redoing sessions again. We do them on Sundays. Every Sunday we do a session for 2 hours. There's no fee. If you know anyone that wants to do a session, let us know." So I emailed back, and the way the dates worked out, June 4th today is the day that we ended up scheduling the session. So before I even hurt my back, I already had this very healing weekend planned. So I went there today, and it was absolutely amazing. I show up at their house. It's in the woods. There is beautiful glass, wood, structures all over the place. Like, if you could imagine a beautiful healing retreat center in the woods and a gorgeous house, that was it. I mean, from the second you got there. And then you pull up in the driveway and you go in the backyard. There's a labyrinth, the walking maze. There's an entire path with all different, from like Japanese, Chinese symbols to other structures, the chakras, just all over in the middle of the woods. Is absolutely gorgeous. And back in somewhere in there was this little healing space, this away from their house, where there was a table and all windows and a place to sit and talk. And this husband and wife, who are self-proclaimed grandparents, they're a little bit older than me, both looking so beautiful, so healthy, just absolutely lovely beings. Philip and Kathleen. I'll say their name. I don't know if I have permission, but you probably won't be able to find them from just me saying that. And they took me into their healing center. We set an intention. They held my heart. And we didn't set a specific intention. Although when I was getting on the table, I let them know, hey, I pulled my back out. So I'm just being careful with my movements. And they're like, oh, great. We'll focus on that. And the woman played the sound bowls, and the man did Reiki on me. I flipped over, did Reiki on my back. Definitely felt better. I felt so much processing. And then at the end, and I was thinking this too in the session, I'm like, I remember Jamie saying that she gave her a message, a really profound message. And I was just really hoping to get a message, because I know that I have a message from this, but sometimes when you're in the thick of it, it's like being in the weeds. It's hard to see. And I've been feeling that. I've been feeling it's really hard to see right now. A lot of this heaviness, I think it's been bubbling up for years, and it's coming to a head. And when you're in that, it's hard to see. That's okay. Even though I'm a channel, it doesn't mean that I can always see, as my guides have said. And as you'll find out, this woman has said too. So she's like, if you're open, I have a message for you. I got one this morning and one a few days ago. And I said, yeah, I'm wide open. Love messages. So we sat down and she held my hand. She's like beautiful, like my ideal grandmother situation here. And the guy sat across, and she said, first of all, I'm seeing this field, and you're running through a field. Your legs are so tired. You're running through this field, and bam, you're hitting a wall. And it's a magnificent wall. Not that it's beautiful. It's a big wall that you keep hitting, and you're wearing yourself out, and your legs. And it's so funny because I've had this back pain, but my hips and legs have hurt really bad too. Like, it's felt like all this pressure in my legs and my hips. So just the fact, she said, I could feel my legs this morning. They really hurt. Knew it wasn't mine. And it's just amazing. I'm in this work, right? But it's just still amazing to me what we can know about each other without even meeting someone, just by asking to tap into their energy field, to their information, and making yourself a clear conduit. So she held my hand. She said, there's a woman. She's from the 1940s. Quick sidebar on the woman from the 1940s, and then I'll get back to my original straight through storytelling. So last night, as I was laying, the network chiropractor told me that I needed to lay flat and not do anything yesterday and today. And as I was laying, I felt inspired to watch Taylor Swift's folklore video thing on Disney Plus. And it's her singing all the folklore songs and going through the meanings. And one song she talked about was The Last Great American Dynasty, which is about this woman, Rebecca Harkness, who is from, I think she was born in the 1920s, but a lot of the major events in her life happened in the 1940s. That's when she was, coming of age and marrying, and just crazy synchronicities of, because as soon as she said 1940s, that whole thing came into my head of, Taylor talking about Rebecca. Taylor Swift owns her old house, which is like a popular house in Rhode Island. So just want to add that in. And just because I relate that woman to Rebecca, that doesn't mean that it's the being Rebecca, the human Rebecca being, but the spirit of this woman sounded pretty rad. Sounded like she, you know, shook things up, and she loved music and arts and dancing, and these are all things I love too. So it's just wild. Okay, back to me telling the story. She is there to guide you. She's going to help you through this, but as you'll hear from the message I channeled a few days ago, you haven't been listening. They want you to hear, you're not listening, and whatever you're not listening to, this revelation is painful for you and you don't want to hear it. And so you keep pushing on, you keep pushing through, but this situation / relationship is not going to get better. Nothing good is going to come from you staying in it. And so we wanted you to know that. And as you already know, and she said, and it makes sense that you have this back pain. I said, absolutely. Like, and I was crying and just talking about some of the things that have been really heavy on my heart, you know, like I've been living this life and I've been getting by, you know, don't have any debt, and I don't, you know, owe anyone money or anything, but I haven't really been able to like make money for myself. I feel so blessed. I have so much that I don't have the energy to charge. And I told them that, I said, one thing I don't do well is charge people money. It's really hard for me to do that. And she said, you know, you are very intuitive. That is who you are. You're intuitive and you're creative. It's in your field. You're not reaching for it. That is your beingness, and you're gentle and you're kind, and people can see that. And so there are just some relationships right now that are not serving you, where people are knowing that you want to give and they're willing to take, but you can't, you know, if your cup's not full, then you can't give. And they said, do you have any childhood trauma? And I talked about other things too, but we'll just leave it at that for now. And I said, well, you know, I was never like sexually assaulted or anything, but I was raised Catholic. And they laughed and they said, okay, right there. They said, you know, remember the Catholic Church, it has taught you to always give and give and give and give, and never give to yourself. And I know that. And it's funny, I know so many of these things, but these programs, they continue on. And that's why I talk in the beginning of these videos, because you can see, if you watch my videos, I can channel, I can bring the information through, but that doesn't always mean acting on it is easy, or seeing it and in the real time. And this is my challenge now moving forward. If I want to be able to use my back and support myself, this is what I'm going to have to be doing. I'm going to have to be really conscious. So cried a lot, I journaled a lot, and I just got really clear about some things for myself. And I just was so appreciative to them. I walked around their property through all the beautiful, I mean, they had an art gallery. I mean, I just felt like so much love. I called Greg after a while and I just said, I've never met two people who made me feel more unconditionally loved in my life. And that's a real blessing, to be around people like that who don't have expectations. They don't charge you any money. I was like, can I give you anything? And they said, no, just give yourself tender mercies. And that is the name of, well, their card anyway, Tender Mercies. And they just said, hold your heart. And she said, all that love, that's for you. Stop giving it away. That's not, you need to hold that because for your path, your purpose. And if you don't change now, you're not going to make it on your path and purpose. So I called Greg, and on my way home, we talked a bit about it. And I put my phone on, and my audios, I have all these old audio recordings. Sometimes when I'm biking, I'll record myself and I'll channel. Sometimes I'll play songs and I'll sing them and record them just to see how they sound. And I always judge them as not good enough. So, and also some of them I haven't had time to comb through and really look at. So on my way home, this recording came on, and it literally resonated so strongly with everything that's going on and what this woman said. I mean, it's crazy. I started out the channeling by saying this is a channeling on the medical system, but it didn't stay there. It was only there for like 2 minutes. It evolved. That's why I don't really say what I'm going to channel about before I start, because it always starts in one place, but then my guides take me on a journey and somewhere else. So I just name them after, because I don't really know what they're going to say. I just know what they're going to start with. So instead of channeling a video now, I listened to this video and I had utter chills. I looked at the date. I channeled it last June 22nd, so almost a year ago. And it's just really amazing how resonant it is with everything I've been going through. And it's always a message to me, but I feel like it could benefit you all. So I am feeling a lot better. My back feels a lot better. I mean, I'm still not perfect. I'm not going to be surfing or anything, but I can bend a little bit this way. Just the fact that I could sit in a car and drive the past 2 days, that was big. I couldn't sit for like 4 days, which is very uncomfortable. And I feel like I'm on the up, and I feel like I know what I need to do to have good back health, to have good mind health, to fulfill my path and fully and unconditionally love myself. And just having the opportunity to go to a place that was so loving, it reminds me of what I need to do for myself, what I deserve. And man, I just really, those two beings were beautiful. So I'm going to put the recording on now with a picture of some sort of cool, beautiful view. Sorry if there's any wind noise. I was biking. And also just know that when I channel on my bike, it's the point of view can sometimes be me and my guides. You'll see when you hear it. It's like, I don't know, it's interesting, but it's still a channeled message. And I think that you all really like it. I'm feeling guided to share it with you all. So thanks for listening to this video. I love you all so much. And enjoy the recording. Let me know what you think below in the comments. Subscribe, share. I'm not the only one going through this. And I'm guided to put these on YouTube. So if you know someone who has any kind of pain, back pain, chronic illness, these emotions, this unconditional love, that is the root of the healing. Doesn't mean we know how to apply it, but that is the root. And I can tell you from my own experience, because a few days ago, I thought that I like herniated multiple discs in my back and I was going to be like paralyzed. I couldn't sit up. I thought, oh my God, I messed up. My life is over. I'm never going to be able to surf again. And life puts you down because there's these critical moments where you have to make new decisions. And you'll hear what they have to say in the channeling. So I love you all so very much. And enjoy. Let me know what you think. And just what a synchronicity that this channeling just came onto my phone on my way home. I mean, this universe is really intelligent. And even in the darkest moments, it is working for you. It really is. So if you can unconditionally love yourself and know what that really means, you'll see it. Love you guys. Bye for now. Enjoy. Hey, light surfers. I'm about to send you over to the recording of the channeling I did last year on my bike. Just want to give you a heads up. There's a little bit of background noise. I did what I could to minimize that. If it does bother you, I would just recommend turning on the closed captions so that you can read and hear. It's not too bad. Just a couple parts in the beginning are pretty loud. So I apologize about that, but I felt inspired to share it as it is. Channeling doesn't only happen when you're sitting in a quiet space. A lot of times it can happen when you're not in a quiet space. So I would just want to make these videos as real as possible. And that's what it really looks like in real life. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments. And again, sorry about the background noise. Love you all so much. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, so I'm channeling on the medical system. So here's what I'm getting. I'm getting that all diseases are the same. It's just a matter of where in your energy field or in your body there is a weakness, or basically a better way to say that would be an inadequate or inconsistent flow of energy to an area. So for example, if you're experiencing H. pylori, there's something going on in your stomach. That is could be your sacral or solar plexus chakras. And that's where I would start looking for an emotional, mental, and spiritual meaning. Now, I'm probably not the first person to say this, but I'm communicating this information because I'm literally seeing it in pictures that my guides are sending me. We are right now on a path of healing. We're healing relationships. That's something I'm seeing a lot of. There are a lot of patterns we've had. I think we've misinterpreted what love is, so we've sacrificed for others. And we've been taught that by the church. We sacrifice for others, and we take vows. We do things that our society tells us to do. Society tells us being in a relationship for a long time is going to make us happy. Having children is going to make us happy. Buying a house is going to make us happy. But in a lot of ways, taking on any of those 3 commitments and countless others, those are just 3 examples. By taking on any of those commitments, you are saying that you're not going to honor the guidance you have in future moments. And that's my biggest, the information that is resonating the most. Not to say that one of these things, or more than one, could be in alignment for you. Because for many of us, if you own a house, you buy it, you mortgage it. I'm not saying you can't have a mortgage. I'm just saying before you get entangled with those things, just make sure that it's really in alignment for you. And if it's not, understand that if you're not 100% happy, you're buying a house because you're living your dream, not one because you had to get a job. It's just all energy, so that energy is going to come back to you. And we thought we should sacrifice because we thought that by sacrificing, we would create some sort of like weird karma or God, this judgmental being that we've been taught about. God. That's the lowercase G-O-D. That guy, I'm trying to cross the street. Oh, they're letting me. Thank you. That guy, that lowercase G-O-D, that judgmental God, at least for me, the one that I was taught in my earlier religious upbringing, Catholicism. Wonderful community, amazing people. Just their description of God, that's what I sort of gathered. I felt like if I didn't sacrifice and help others and do these like certain things that weren't really spoken but kind of assumed, that I wouldn't go to heaven, that there would be no space in me after this life is over. And it's just wasn't really something I could fully comprehend at the time. But as I got older and I started to have conflicting experiences of, like for me, sex was a big conflicting experience because the Catholic Church told me I should only have sex with my husband. First person I have sex with, I should be marrying, whatever. And that turned out not to be true. I had a very much conflicting experience. And that said to me, hey, maybe this church isn't actually telling you everything exactly how it is. Maybe there is something else that's going on. So anyway, we've been taught to sacrifice and suffer. And the more I learn about spirituality and the laws of this universe, it's all about the vibration you put out. So if you continue to put out suffering and sacrifice, I agreed to be in this relationship. I agreed to pay for this house. this is what you do, this is the only way families can survive, that kind of stuff. That is the vibration you're going to get back. And it's because we all think to sacrifice, we all sacrifice for each other. And by doing that, we actually keep each other hindered. We keep each other in the lower vibration, because really only our internal voice will ever tell us what is happiness for us. And so if we're always relying on the external world to bring us happiness, to admire us, to acknowledge us, we're losing an opportunity to learn our internal voice, which in my experience has brought me nothing but joy, truly. It's not always been easy, but it's helped me to confront my fears. It's super loving, and it's been the difference in the quality of my life, for sure. It's not religious, it's not anything. It's just everyone has this guidance. It's just energy. It's neutral. We're all going to see it in different ways too. So, but at the end of the day, it's source, and that's where we come from. So it's not foreign at all to us. At all. I was looking for a different voice. I'd heard this voice all along, this one, but I was always like, oh, there's another voice I'm not hearing yet. Channeling's a special ability. No, it's not. Let me tell you. We're all doing it. Channel different vibrations. You can channel the vibration of sacrifice and suffering, which is the vibration you put out. It's the vibration you're going to get back, which is actually a blessing. Because if we put out a negative vibration, a sacrifice, suffering vibration, and we got back positivity, imagine being trapped in sacrifice and suffering forever. It's a blessing that we have pain. It's a blessing that we have disease. Disease is, hey, you haven't been listening to us. And this is really important now. We've been telling you for a while. Nothing happens all of a sudden. Now you can really numb, and some people may not hear the voice. You know, they may be so numbed through food, through video games, through politics, all that stuff. It just keeps you distracted. And listen, I still distract myself. This being totally still distracts herself. It's all a balance. It's a gradual change, but it's just accepting that you need to look at your life in a full 365, that you need to constantly be reassessing if things are in alignment for you. And so we need to be looking at our relationships with people. And this is a really good time to be hanging out with people who lift you up, not dream stompers, dear beings. It's a good time to be with people that are in that creative mode. The energies are strong. You know this. When the summer comes around, the energies, they highly increase. Everything gets amplified, emphasized. This is the benefit of you, dear being, living in a a seasonal town that is not year-round. You see a more natural way of living, where there is rest. It's just living a seasonal way of life. It's just like the butterflies. The butterflies, they go in their cocoons. They go in their cocoons. They spend time, they go inside. They go deep inside. And when they come out, You know how beautiful they are because they've gone deeply introspective into what they want to create when their time comes. For see, it's really not about quantity of time. It's not at all about quantity of time. It is about the quality of the time. It is what you make of it. The butterflies, they go inside all winter long, slowly come out in the spring and live a full life and pass, but in that life, their wings are bright, their colors are shining. Look at yourself in the mirror. Feel energetically. Do you feel strong? Do you feel light? This being, if it was not for her living near the beach and lifeguarding and knowing what it is like, literally, to honor yourself and to live near a vast healing vista, she has literally taken in and has been able to experience energetically what it feels like to be outside for an entire summer, staring at the ocean, working out, having fun. This being has never spent a summer away from this island in New Jersey. Her spirit does not want to go anywhere else. She knows how good she has it. She knows that this place, it fills her up and it helps her to shift out of these old stagnant patterns, relationships, and energies, and also experience them fully. For in the experiencing of things, can you release them? So look at your diseases, and as my dear friend Kate says, go to the school of listening for a while. What is your body telling you? When you are tired, sleep. Don't drink coffee. We do not mind coffee, except for that you drink it when you are tired. It overrides your guidance. Your body does not want to be tired and give out on you. If it is sending you signals of being tired, it is because you need sleep. And we could talk a whole lot about sleep, but if you have worked a normal job or a nursing job, really any job, there is a great chance that you have missed out on enough sleep. And it may take really honoring yourself to get back to full strength. Sleep is so vital and so healing and so keeping you awake in this world. While it's great for expression, on a extreme level can be detrimental. So dear beings, sleep if you're tired, eat if you're hungry, listen to your guidance. Honor yourself and know that if you listen, there isn't a single illness, dis-ease, or problem that you cannot move through. But it requires taking a deep look at the life around us. Where are we sacrificing? Which relationships are appropriate? Are we sleeping enough? Are we doing too much? We thank you for listening and bringing through this information. We love biking with you, dear being. It is one of those times where we can really clearly speak to you, as there are no devices, there's nothing in front of you, and we have been guiding you to bike more, so we continue encourage you to do that. And you can write this channeling up anytime. Bye for now. Back to the ego.